close you can see that, but that is a whole heap of little prawns and shrimp and bits and pieces. So I've matched the hatch basically. So that flathead had been feeding on prawns. I sent a Zerek live shrimp down there, which looks like a prawn. He ate it. Bingo. So g'day folks, welcome to another PTP Fishing and part 2 of my just having a fish in the Pine Rivers. So if you haven't seen part 1, I'll put a link in the description or a link up here somewhere, however that works. Really good morning, plenty of flathead, plenty of action, enough so that I've had to do a part 2. So part 2 is all about basically I'm moving up onto the flats, fishing 3 to 5 foot of water. I have a lure that I really want to give a try up here, or a couple of lures actually. So I want to give that a go. So let's go and see how that all works. Welcome to another PTP Fishing. Part 2, just going for fish in the Pine River. Oh, wouldn't it be nice to start this video off with a bang, he says. Let's see how this goes. God, it's a bad cast. Just tap. It's a cracking cast. Unless the brim goes the other side of the pylon, and then I'm stuffed. Like that. There we go. So, first pylon, first fish. Now, you're most probably wondering, what's this lure that he's been on about? So, I've been playing around in the creek below Enoggera Reservoir trying to return some bass back into the resi, because the creek turns into little puddles of mud, and a young fella that lives in the gap, he introduced me to fishing for these things with little prawns. So I've been mucking around with this little Zerek prawn, and this is not a very big brim, by the way, but the way you fish them has to be, I just figured that brim would have to love them. So put it on, there you go, second cast. We've got ourselves a brim. And there's a closer look at that lure. I said a little prawn imitation, or a little shrimp. It's a Zerek live shrimp, but in the 2 inch, I believe it is. Anyway, that little brim seemed to like it. Okay, only a little guy, but you got to start somewhere. Not bad, second cast. Oh, sorry, mate. So what we need to do is get this the right cast first go. That's better. Oh. Okay, so they're grabbing it. Like I said, this jig head most probably isn't conducive to what I'm trying to do here, so may just need to swap this over to a standard jig head. So I've now changed to a conventional jig head. See if that makes a difference, because I was getting plenty of bites. Don't think that jig head was quite right. Just need to find a fish now to test my theory. Just need to find a fish to test my theory. God, they're going to make me work for it. Fish. Don't think it's a brim though. Oh, it's a big flounder. It's going to make my wife very happy. She loves these things. It's actually not that big, but they're tasty little suckers, these guys. He's not bad. Oh boy, look how he's walloped that lure. Well, flounder like Zerek live shrimps. Okay, so I was expecting to catch brim and I've caught a flounder, but that's good. But with a couple of flathead I kept in part one of this video, will make a nice feed. There's fish. There we go. So we finally got a second brim off these pylons. He was well off the pylons too, that guy, so. So my theory is correct, I think, as far as the jig head's concerned. I think obviously I've been playing with little fish, which doesn't help much, but I think a conventional jig head definitely works better than the weedless rig that it comes with. Mind you though, I think the 2-inch shrimps do come with their own standard jig head as well, so he's kindly unhooked himself. There that lure is. Cool little prawn imitation Zerek live shrimp. One thing I have realised is there's actually not a lot of depth in here. So obviously all that rain has pushed a lot of sand up onto these flats. This is nowhere near as deep as it used to be. Oh yeah, so there's been a brim sitting on this end pylon the last couple, so let's see if we can throw something. Yep, there you go. There was a brim on that pylon. So I was talking in part one of this video that you got to be observant. So I've noticed on the last two sets of pylons that there's been a brim sitting on the end, but by the time I've come round to it, he's most probably seen the boat and took off. Well, this guy didn't see the boat and I've got him. So they're all about the same size. 26 tip, 24 fork. See ya. Pulled one off the end there. Let's see if there's one hiding on one of these other ones, eh? Oh, that's such a... No, I won't accept that cast. So let's try that again. It's not much better. Not much better at all. Oh, I've got something. Don't know what this is. Flathead by the look of it. Oh, not a bad flathead either. Give me, buddy. Oh, thank you. Oh, and the lure comes out. There you go. Nice fish. So there that fish is. And that's why I like coming up onto the flats. You just don't know what you're going to catch. Obviously there's a lot of brim around these pylons, but that's brim, flounder, and now a flathead. And I'll show you something else. He's just spat something out. So just 2 seconds, you'll see me again. So I don't know how close you can see that, but that is a whole heap of little prawns and shrimp and bits and pieces. So I've matched the hatch basically. So that flathead had been feeding on prawns. I sent a Zerek live shrimp down there, which looks like a prawn. He ate it. Bingo. Now he's made a mess of my boat too. So not a bad little flathead out of the shallow water. 44 centimeters. See ya. That was a strange bite. It was a long way from the pylons, that one. Long way from the pylons. What do we got? Looks like a better brim. Come on. That was a long way away from the pylons. Yeah, it's definitely a better fish. So I think what's happened to me is I've spent so much time that the tire's actually turned. There you go, that's a better brim though. Nice fish. Brims are little buggers to hold, but just wanted to show you that lure. So as you can see, I've gone that conventional jig head now. It seems to have made a little bit of a difference. Not a huge difference, but that's the best brim so far. He'd be, I'd say 29 tip or thereabouts, which means it's about a 27 fork somewhere in that extent. But yeah, nice little fish. I'm not really sure how much fun you're allowed to have in one day, but this has been good fun. Didn't really know what to expect today. I just figured get out here, have a bit of a muck around. You kind of get set into routines and what you do, and today I've just fished, played around with some different plastics, different colours, stuff that I would normally use, and it's paid off dividends. So yeah, you know, I definitely can't complain. Look at his mate with him too. So I wasn't filming when I hooked up on this. Just thought I'd throw a little hard buddy out over this flat. Again, just show you that sort of there's all sorts of ways of fishing this, but had a couple of bumps the two casts before this one. And then this guy's obviously wanted it more than the other ones did, so again, not a huge fish, but just another, there you go, and he's just come off, so perfect timing, come off in the net. So not the smallest of the day, 270 tip, 250 fork. See you later, mate. Bye. Oh, that's a bad cast. Ooh, hang on, maybe not such a bad cast. That's hilarious. Oh, hopefully the camera can pick that up. There's like 5 fish with him, 6, 7, 8. Look at that, there's a massive school of fish with him. Oh goodness. Oh. Lovely. So there you go. Not a big fish, but I think that's going to be the last fish for this PTP fishing. I've had an absolute ball on the Pine River today. Please go and watch part 1, because obviously that was very flathead orientated. This one's more about the flats, the brim, the flounder, the flathead, and anything else that wants to chew up on these flats. So, and all about that guy there, the Zerek 2-inch live shrimp. Obviously works. So thanks to Flynn Seals, he introduced me to that sort of shrimp or prawn sort of stuff when we were chasing these fish in the creek below Enoggera. Well, it catches saltwater fish too, which is I think what they were designed for in the first place. Anyway, hope you're enjoying the videos. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Like I said, I'm trying to grow the channel, so please help me out by clicking on that subscribe button. We'll catch you next time from PTP Fishing. See ya.